Hello, and if you're seeing this, I don't feel like it's by coincidence, and I truly feel like God has a message that He wants to share to you today, and that is about your calling and your past and how people may feel about it. And know that this message doesn't really have any warnings in it, per se, kind of, but know that don't let the devil trick you into fearing anything that is to come, but rather simply know that God will get you through it all. And I wanted to talk about specifically about to not dampen down what God has put on your life. Don't dampen down your calling. Don't dampen down your purpose, but rather just go and follow Him. Shine your light. In Matthew, actually in all the Gospels, I'm pretty sure, He says that you do not light a candle to put it under, like to put a cover over it. You don't light a lamp to put a cover over it, but rather you put it on a stand so that it provides light to the entire house. And in the same way, God did not put this light in your heart and this transformation in your life just for you to go and hide it because you are scared of what the world is going to do. Know that it is normal, it's human to be scared sometimes of what the world has to say, especially when it could elicit very bad reactions. We as humans tend to avoid that on a biological sense, but know that none of those things are things that you have to fear, because none of those things are going to destroy you, because God's protection is over you and He is watching over your life. He is helping you right now, and He will protect you from those things, will protect you from the backlash from other people. Not in the sense that you'll never receive it, and not in the sense that you won't experience it, but in the sense that it will never destroy you, and that it will never harm you, it will never damage you beyond repair. Nothing of that sort will happen to you. You may receive backlash, but so long as your foundation is built on the rock rather than the sand, meaning that it is built on God rather than things of this earth, or rather than feelings, then your house, when the storm comes, so the house is your faith, and the storm is this backlash, your faith will not be shaken by the backlash, because it is built on God, not on feelings, not on a temporary high, spiritual high, but rather it is built on God, on a true relationship with God. And don't let that bring anxiety to you of not knowing if you have a true relationship with God, because any relationship with God is a true relationship with God. All I'm saying through that is that you know God and God knows you. If you know God and you are talking with Him and you are spending time with Him regularly, every day preferably, then your foundation will not be shaken. They might come, they may go and blow against the house and try to shake it up, try to get it to stumble, to fall, to crumble, but only if your foundation is built on the sand will it crumble. But if it is built on the rock, it will stand, and it will stand strong. So know that there are people who are going to look at you and say that you have not changed because they knew a past version of you, and they see the difference. And I feel as though that's going to make some people mad, because some of these worldly people you were with whenever you were very worldly knew, like, they liked you when you were worldly with them. But now that you're turning to God, they might not like you as much anymore. They might be angry or bitter at the fact that you're now living this new lifestyle. They might know your past and go, but isn't that the same person who went and slept with all these people? Isn't that the same person who did drugs like 3 months ago? A week ago? Isn't that the same person who was in all these addictions? Isn't that the same person who did this, that, and the next? Isn't that the same person who just got into a fist fight yesterday? Who are they to proclaim the name of God? Didn't they just get out of jail the other day? Who are they to claim that they are Christian and that God has saved them? The thing is, my brother or my sister, these things cannot stand. Gold is tested by fire. You test the purity of gold through the fire. And whatever is not gold will melt. Yet the gold that is your heart, that has been made new in Christ, the gold that is your soul, actually, because our heart is wicked in the Bible. It is very wicked and deceitful. And God says that in the Bible. Yet he says a different thing about us, meaning that our hearts, our feelings, they don't define us. Our feelings of inadequacy, our feelings that we will never be enough, our feelings that we are too far gone, they don't define us. And neither does your past. So even though these storms and these trials might come, they will only prove the transformative work that God has done within you. And they will only strengthen you in the long run, even though they may suck in the moment. And even though it may be scary and it may be intimidating when you receive all this backlash because, oh, this, that, and the third about you, and they think all these things about you, yet humans only see in part. God sees in full. God sees your heart. Humans only know what's on the outside. You can't know who someone is just by looking at them. Not in the way that God knows who you are. You can get a first impression. You can get a feeling about them. You can have, like, your spirit discern certain things about people just based off of, like, whatever the Spirit translates in your heart. Yet, we cannot know humans, even if we know them as if they are our best friends. Even if that is our family member, we will never know them the same way that God knows them. And so know that even though these people may come and will test you and test your faith, that God will work it for the good of you and your journey with him. God will not let that cause destruction in your life. God will not let that cause you to fall. Your transformation will rather be a statue and something that will bring glory to God. Your past is not something to hide. Your past is not something to be ashamed of. Yes, what you were doing was sinful, and yes, what you were doing was something that might have even been called an abomination to God in the Bible. Well, guess what? Same boat here. Same boat. Yet, God will work a transformative work in your life, because when God enters your life, he changes you dramatically. He changes you in a way no one else can predict. He changes you in a way that no person can do on their own. He changes you on a fundamental and psychological level. And he radically changes our lives when we come to him. He's doing the same thing for you. I'm thinking that this will be a complete 180 and that you will not have to fear. You won't have to fear because you're different now. Let them know your past. Let them. Because that's not you anymore. And I'm sorry about everything that you can hear. I don't have my microphone. That's a common thing on this channel, to have technical difficulties. The devil doesn't like this channel, because it's only my recording stuff that I ever have technical difficulties with. So I'm sorry that you can hear everything going on in the house, and it's probably echoey. But we move past. We overcome. Know that your testimony was given to you for a reason. God doesn't just haphazardly go and give you certain testimonies and give you a certain past just for no reason, just because he felt like it. No. It is for a reason that he allowed you to go and do those drugs. That he allowed you to get into those things, to go and shake hands with the devil, to go and practice witchcraft, to go and sleep with a bunch of people. Whatever it is that you were doing before, that is no longer you. That is something of the past, and that person is dead. Especially if you have been baptized, quite literally, it is the water death to be born again spiritually. Know that you are never going to be the same person again after you give your life to Christ. And I mean truly, actually give your life to Christ. You're never going to be the same. So no matter what that past version of you was like, you're not the same person. You are not the same being. Not spiritually. Not on a soul level. This flesh may be the same, but that old man is dead. That old woman is dead. Know that God uses our testimonies as a statue. He uses our testimonies to show other people his transformative work. To show people how good it gets. To show people how he is accepting of all. That he is loving towards all. If I told you all of the things I was doing that were an abomination to God before I became a Christian and turned to God, I don't fully know if I would fit them on one hand. That were called an abomination to God. Yet here I am, called by God to go and preach to people, prophesy. Know that whatever you have done in your past, he told me that you will go and that testimony will draw more people in to God, will bring more people into God. And that testimony, even if you feel ashamed of it, and even if you feel ashamed that you were ever like that, you feel ashamed that you were like that, the devil has just placed this guilt in your heart and this shame in your mind. Know that none of those feelings are from God. They are all from the devil. Because God does not put you to shame and put you to guilt or make you doubt your calling, doubt who you are because of a past. He cleanses us and makes us new. He renews us and he completely changes us. So know that that testimony, that past, it's not to be hidden. It is to be shown, because that testimony will go and it will bring people in. It will bring people to God, and it is a powerful testimony. And so I really feel like he wants you to show it on the mountaintops and proclaim it to the crowds, because it's not something to be hid. That unrecognizable transformation that caused you to be two entirely different people is not something that can be faked. It is not something that happens naturally, especially not in the speed that God does it in. Because the same type of transformation that God does in days, in hours, maybe in weeks, maybe in months, cannot be replicated in the same amount of time through human and earthly needs. People have to go to therapy for years to create even a similar result to some of these things God has healed in a single night. And personal testimony, I can confirm that I've had some things in my life that I probably wouldn't have brought to a therapist, first of all, and that I feel like would have had to be worked on over and over and over again. Yet in a single night, God released me from it. So know that it is a supernatural transformation. You aren't the same person anymore. So don't let the devil convince you that you are. Know that people will see how you have been redeemed and be redeemed themselves. And people will go and they will see your testimony and see your journey and be inspired. They will question. They will be awestrucken. Not because of the goodness of us, but the goodness of God. Not because of the glory of us, but the glory that it gives to God. Because we did not do that on our own. So, fair warning, do not let the devil try to then loop pride into it. If he can't seed in doubt and seed in anxiety and fear, then he may try to seed in pride and boastfulness. Know that neither is the correct way. Neither is the right thing. But whatever you are going to do, simply follow his will for your life. Listen to him. Don't be discouraged, but patiently endure. Don't think that just because of the fact that something didn't work the first time, or that you got pushback, or that you got knocked down, doesn't mean that God doesn't want you to do that. Follow what God has as a calling on your life and run with it. Because it will be the most amazing and fulfilling thing that you ever do. Because you will make waves in the communities that you are in. You will make waves in a way that some people may never dream of. And that's not to put pride in your heart, because that is something that the devil will always try to hide secretly to where we don't even recognize it. But know that the Lord will take what the devil has meant for evil and use it for good. And that is exactly what he is going to do with your testimony and do with your story. Because his children cannot be messed with. His children cannot be rivaled. And God, he did everything intentionally. He let everything happen intentionally. He walks with intention. He moves with intention. Things were not done haphazardly in your life. Nothing was on accident. It was all on purpose. that make you question, God, why did you do that? Why did you think that was okay? Why did you let me experience that? Why did you let me go through that? I just had some things pop into my mind of like molestation just popped into my mind. And know that whatever trauma you may have gotten, it can be healed in seconds. From personal experience, it can be healed in seconds. And know that no matter what you are going through, no matter what I'm sorry, my sister talking just distracted me. No matter what has happened in your life, it was all for a reason and a purpose. And God knows exactly why that happened. God knows exactly what he is going to do with that, how he's going to heal you in it. And no, things may not happen instantaneously all the time, but it will happen in his perfect timing and his perfect will, which usually doesn't align with our timing. But be open and transparent to God in all your pains and sufferings. He will take it away from you. And just know that whatever you are called to do, you are called to do it for a reason. Don't dull down your light for other people. Don't hide yourself because other people are comfortable in the dark. Don't go and pour water over the fire in your heart because you don't want to ruffle any feathers. Because ruffling feathers is scary, but ruffling feathers is exactly what needs to happen sometimes. Not saying to go be rude or try to shove things down people's throats, but don't diminish yourself. Don't try to hide because of what the devil wants to put in your life. Know that God will back you up in every single thing. God will support you and sustain you through every single thing. And you will not fall down. You will not be destroyed. You will not be made a wreckage. You will not be broken. You will only be strengthened through any trials you face. Don't let the devil get a hold of you. Don't let people get into your head, the head that it belongs to God. And know that you will never be the same person that you were before. And let other people know it. Because even though we are not perfect, because perfection belongs to Jesus and no one else can achieve perfection. It only belongs to Jesus. We are still made entirely new beings. And we will never be as hungry for sin as we were before. We will never be as prideful, lustful, and sinful as we were before. Never. Because it may still be there, but it will never be the same. It will never be experienced the same. Because now we have God in our life. So it's not just something that we are just dealing with on our own and okay with in most scenarios. We now have an entirely new and transformed life. So I hope this helped you, and I hope that you have an amazing and blessed day. Don't diminish your light. Shine brightly. Follow the will that God has for your life. Amen.